It's time for Movies Preview at 5 Star. A resume of the upcoming 3 movies to be shown here at the 5 Star Premier Residences of Dallas, Texas. I'm Mel Ginsberg, spokesperson for the movie committee at 5 Star, and today I'll be looking at the resumes for the movies to be shown on Saturday, November the 12th, Sunday, November the 13th, and Wednesday, November the 16th. But before we get to the resumes, are you shy? When somebody knocks on your door, do you run into your closet and lock the door? Well, we can solve all that by having you join the movie committee. And if your patron saint is Bashful the Dwarf, we can change that to where your patron saint is now Happy the Dwarf. Or if you have allergies, maybe the patron saint will be Sneezy the Dwarf. My patron saint, by the way, is Grumpy the Dwarf. But that's another story for another time. But if you're interested in joining the movie committee, go see Andrea or show up at the next scheduled meeting of the movie committee. And now to the resumes. On Sunday, November the 12th, on Sundays we try to show as current as we possibly can. And this coming Sunday, the movie is Blonde. Came out in 2022. It lasts pretty long, 22 hours and 46 minutes. It's directed by Andrew Dominic, who also wrote the screenplay. It stars Ana de Armas, Adrian Brody, Xavier Samuel, and Bobby Cannavale. And now the resume for the movie Blonde. Before becoming Marilyn Monroe and one of the greatest female pop culture icons of the 20th century, Norma Jean Baker suffered emotional and physical abuse from her unhappy, mentally unbalanced mother, Gladys Baker. Defined by a traumatic childhood and the deafening absence of a father figure, Norma Jean transforms into dazzling Marilyn Monroe and tries to break into Hollywood's film industry. Instead, she received abuse from all angles. And with people taking advantage of her more and more, Marilyn finds herself split between her glamorous public persona and her maltreated private life. It is bitter, unknown reality causing her to become increasingly dependent on drugs. She becomes more insecure and more convinced that her dream of starting a family will never come true. This fictionalized version of Marilyn Monroe is based on the novel by Joyce Carol Oates. Again, that's Joyce Carol Oates. The movie Blonde will be shown on Saturday, November the 12th, with a matinee at 2 o'clock and an evening performance at 7:15. This movie, as will be the other 2 movies we will be talking about today, will be shown in the Glen Lakes room. Again, the name of the movie is Blonde. It came out in 2022. On Sundays we show anything, old, new, or whatever. And the movie this coming Sunday, November the 13th, is When Harry Met Sally. It came out in 1989. It lasts 1 hour and 36 minutes. It's directed by Rob Reiner and written by Nora Ephron. It stars Billy Crystal, Meg Ryan, Carrie Fisher, and Bruno Kirby. And now the resume for When Harry Met Sally. Harry and Sally meet when she gives him a ride to New York after they both graduate from the University of Chicago. The film jumps through their lives as they both search for love, but fail, bumping into each other time and time again. Finally, a close friendship blooms between them, and they both like having a friend of the opposite sex. But then they are confronted with this problem. Can a man and a woman be friends without sex getting in the way? Also, will you be having what she's having? Well, Harry will meet Sally on Sunday, November the 13th, with a matinee performance at 2 o'clock and an evening performance at 7:15. On Wednesdays, we show our classic movies, and the theme for the month of November is movies written and directed by Preston Sturges, who was a big director back in the early and mid-1940s. The movie for this coming Wednesday, November the 16th, is Sullivans Travels. It came out in 1941. It lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's written and directed by Preston Sturges, and it stars Joel McCrea, Veronica Lake, remember her, William Demarest, and Eric Blore. And now the resume for Sullivans Travels. Successful movie director John L. Sullivan, Joel McCrea, convinced he won't be able to film his ambitious masterpiece until he has suffered, dons a hobo disguise and sets off on a journey aiming to no trouble firsthand. When all he finds is a train ride back to Hollywood and a beautiful blonde companion, played by Veronica Lake, he redoubles his efforts, managing to land himself in more trouble than he bargained for, when he loses his memory and ends up a prisoner on a chain gang. Sullivans Travels will be shown on Wednesday, November the 16th, with a single showing only, the program starting at 7:15. And now let's recap. On Saturday, November 12th, our current movie will be Blonde, which came out in 2022. It's a fictionalized story about Marilyn Monroe. On Sunday, November the 13th, our movie is the classic, really, When Harry Met Sally. It came out in 1989 with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. It will be shown Sunday, November 13th with a matinee performance at 2 o'clock and an evening performance at 7:15. And then on Wednesday, November the 16th, our classic movie, our theme for the month, movies written and directed by Preston Sturges. And the movie that's coming Wednesday, November the 16th is Sullivans Travels. It will be shown one single performance Wednesday, November the 16th at 7:15. Now, for the past several minutes, you have been watching Movies Preview at 5 Star. Movies Preview at 5 Star is now shown 7 days a week at 10:30 a.m. on Channel 80. A new show is posted every Thursday and repeated for the next 6 days until the following Wednesday. Again, Movies Preview at 5 Star every day, 10:30 a.m. on Channel 80. Information for a movie playing on a particular day should be on the daily schedule posted by the elevators. Movies Preview at 5 Star is produced by Andrea Dotson and directed by Angel Helton. For the movie committee at 5 Star Premier Residences of Dallas, this is Mel Ginsberg. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you at the movies.